G'day, Steve Morgan here, Australian Bass Tournaments. I've caught up with Pete Cashman, the latest of the ABT champions. Pete, this is your first ABT win. Great to do it in an arena where you came so close last year.
Yeah, it was a bit of a tag violation last year. It was a bit unfortunate, but you know, the rules are the rules, and
that's it.
You gotta take it.
And you took it properly. And what happened? Karma steps in next year and gives you the win. You not only won the $1,750 for the Garmin round winners check, you also won the Daiwa J-Braid Big Bream for a 1 kilo fish that you got today. So you caught 3 kilos on the first day, 3.5 on the second. Mate, give us an education about Caloundra. You obviously like it up there.
Well, I do, especially this time of year. It fishes well, obviously spawning. There's a deep bite, but It's not just the deep bite. They also come up on the edges and the banks and the melon holes when the conditions are right. So you just got to sort of hit the right spots at the right time. So yesterday it was mainly a deep bite. So I was catching them on the Z-Man grubs and the bigger curly tail 4-inch streak Z. But today it was completely different. It was pretty difficult to get the fish in the spot I got them yesterday, so we moved over closer to the edges early on, just a bit shallower, still fishing the Z-Mans. Came back to where I caught them yesterday, and very slow there, couldn't really get a bite until I put on the big cranker crab, and that nailed the kilo one. So I was pretty happy with that. It was the only fish I caught in that spot. So then the wind was blowing on the banks, and the mullet would schooling on the banks and jumping everywhere. Thought there's got to be bream amongst those. So we went over and cranked those with the jackal chubby. Nick was using the black one. It might have been a Pro Lure, I'm not sure what he was using. But so he filled his bag there. So that was good. Always good when you're on boat to get a bag as well.
That's it. Now you run a series of, you got some of the Daiwa original TD Soul reels there. They must be one of your favourites.
They're my favourites. Yeah, I really like the original ones. Obviously they don't make them anymore, but well, while they're still working, I'm going to keep using them. And
they must have been working for at least 10 years now, I reckon. And look, it is a really interesting, and I'm going to put some cutaways in here, but you've got the Z-Man motor oil grub, you've got the streaks, that bigger bait, which is quite a big bait. You've got the big cranker crab, and of course the old stalwart jackal chubby. So you needed more than one arrow to your bow this weekend to get it done.
Certainly, yeah. We certainly couldn't have caught them all on any one of those four. But in combination, they got the job done,
Awesome. The other thing is navigating to Caloundra with a low tide first thing in the morning is a bit hairy. How do you go driving through there?
Oh, it's hairy. It's horrendous. There's one spot there in the skids where you just know you're going to hit bottom. And it doesn't seem to matter what stage of the tide it is. You're always going to hit bottom. So you just go bump here, boom, keep going. But you've got to watch the chicanes at the end. That's where I think people come unstuck because there's a green, a red, and a green, and you've got to do that. That S sort of. And if you don't look to your left and you go straight ahead past the green, boom, bang. And I'm not sure where Alan Lister ended up last year, but that could have been it. Yeah.
A trap for out-of-towners, isn't it?
Oh, it's horrendous. It scares me going up there. I came up a month ago to familiarise myself, and it was a clear morning and the sun was really bright and my GPS wasn't working on the sounder. And we came around a corner and the sun, I'm going, where's that beacon? Next thing, bang. And we're in 6 inches of water, and we would have been there all day if it had been any less than that.
Wow.
And we just managed to push it off and went up and did a bit of a pre-fish and, caught fish.
There you go. So the Bribie Island round, it's where the fishing is not necessarily the most exciting part of the day. Maybe just getting there is all a part of it. I mean, is there any sponsors you want to thank?
Well, I'd obviously like to thank ABT, Costa, who are the series sponsor. I'd like to thank Garmin, obviously sponsoring this round, and the Moreton Bay Regional Council for letting us do it.
Yeah, no, they're a great group of sponsors. We love being back with ABT and bringing tournaments. So until we can stop doing it due to COVID, we're going to do it. And I'm going to leave you here with our ABT champion. It's the first time he's won an event, Pete Cashman from Brisbane.